Have you ever watched that ball shaking and wondered how the game determines whether you catch or not? Let's learn about the catch mechanics of max rate dens in Sword and Shield. The main series of Pokemon games takes into consideration a few different variables which have changed slightly from generation to generation. Here's the modified catch rate formula. This is the backbone of our calculations and incorporates various situational factors that may be present in the game when we try to catch a Pokemon. It factors in the maximum HP of the monster as well as its current HP. The lower the current HP, the easier the monster becomes to catch. That's why a common catching strategy is to weaken the Pokemon or use false swipe to leave it with 1 HP before catching. Next, we multiply by the catch rate. This is specific to each species of Pokemon. For example, Magikarp is the easiest of all to catch with a high rate of 255, whereas legendaries like Mewtwo have the lowest catch rate of 3. Then we multiply by the type of ball being used. Each ball has a different multiplier that makes it harder to catch or easier to catch a Pokemon given certain conditions. The regular Pokeball has a multiplier of 1, while the Master Ball always ensures a catch. Meanwhile, something like the Beast Ball gives you a multiplier of 5 if used against an Ultra Beast, but only 0.1 otherwise. The top portion of our formula is then divided once again by the maximum HP of the Pokemon being caught. Lastly, another multiplier is applied for status conditions. If there's no status, the multiplier is 1. If there is a status, the multiplier is increased. Hence, it's easier to catch a Pokemon with a status condition. That's why another catching strategy involves inflicting a status condition prior to attempting to catch the Pokemon. Now we know that catching a Pokemon is influenced by the current HP, species catch rate, the ball we use, and any status conditions. We aren't finished yet. We've all seen that infamous shake animation. In total, 4 different checks are made. Here's the formula used for each check. Notice that 255 is divided by our modified catch rate. Thus, the higher our modified catch rate, the better our chances of passing the shake check. This value is compared to a random number between 0 and 65,535. If our calculated value is greater than the random number, the shake check succeeds. This process is repeated for each shake check. If all 4 checks succeed, we have a catch. If it fails at any time, the Pokemon jumps out. We're focusing on max rate dens in Generation 8's Pokemon Sword and Shield games. Let's see how catches are determined in this scenario. Here's our modified catch rate formula once again. When you win a max rate battle, the game makes some specific adjustments to the values. First, the Pokemon's current HP is set to a value of 1. That's a nice bonus for us, since it makes it easier to catch. Second, the species catch rate is used by default. However, in the case of Gmax Pokemon, a value of 3 is used instead. In other words, Gmax Pokemon are put on the same level as most legendaries, which explains why they are so hard to catch. Third, we get a multiplier based on the ball we choose. Most balls lose their effects in max rate dens, but we'll look at a couple different scenarios to see how they can improve your odds of a catch. For now, we'll assume the standard Pokeball multiplier of 1. Let's make our calculations now for Gmax Garbodor, the greatest Pokemon ever. Putting in our values, we get a modified catch rate of about. There are no critical catches in max rate dens, so we have to survive the stench of all 4 shake checks. Our shake check value is determined by our modified catch rate. Recall that this value is compared to a random number. If it is higher, the shake check passes. Since this is a repeating event, we can calculate the probability of passing all 4 stench checks by raising our individual shake check to the power of 4. This gives us an expected chance of about 3.5% of catching Gmax Garbodor with a Pokeball. In fact, all Gmax Pokemon share this same basic chance of success. Remember that we can use different balls to change our odds. Here's a comparison. As you can see, your odds vary quite a bit based on the chosen ball. Now you know how those difficult max rate den catches are determined. Interestingly, if you've ever felt insulted when the Pokemon jumps out right away, or that you were so close when it fled at the final shake, you're right. The game is checking each shake individually, so making it to the final shake is oh so close to actually making a catch. Given the stench and low chance of success when catching Gmax Pokémon, it certainly makes sense to save yourself some time, frustration, and a visit to the detox spa by using a Master Ball whenever possible. Join a friendly community of gamers who love Pokemon games and sharing with others. Support the growth of our community and the development of more high-quality content by visiting our shop at shop.wishmaker.com.